All right, game 4, Rockets and Warriors, thanks to Intertop Sportsbook, 22 years online. Sign up, deposit, and win. Golden State is 8.5, 224 the total. Big adjustment from the game 3 total. Iguodala doubtful now. How about that news? That was under the radar as he collided and hit knees with Harden, and it swelled up after the game. Adjusted series price, Warriors are minus 1,000, take back plus 650 on the Rockets. Game 1, Houston was favored, 225.5 the total. It went Warriors and under. Rockets in a blowout, Warriors and over in game 2. And then the bloodbath, Golden State and under in game 3. A lot of ways to look at this. Number 1, Houston series on the line. Their season is on the line, rather. Golden State's won 16 in a row at home in the playoffs. You just got humiliated and embarrassed and lost by 40 points on national TV, and your coach called you out and called you soft.
Yeah. And the margin of defeat, the biggest ever in the history of the NBA for a team that won 65 or more games in the regular season. So, yeah, in theory, it's supposed to be a Rocket spot. And we've seen zigzag. We saw zigzag in the regular season between these teams. Neither squad has been able to win 2 in a row against the others all year long. But, you have to like the mentality of Golden State. Steve Kerr talking about game 4. It starts 0-0. Doesn't matter if we won the previous game by 1 or by 41. Doesn't matter what happened on Sunday. We have to be ready for a great team that's going to come out like they did in game 2, attacking, hair on fire, taking the force to us. And we have to be ready for that. Here's the question. In my mind, it's the only question for this game. Does Houston actually come out attacking like their hair's on fire and taking the force to Golden State? Because if the Rockets play that tepid basketball that we saw in the second half against Golden State, this series is over. If the Rockets come out and fight, it's going to be a battle. But if we see that lethargic, we'll try it again next time, that's not going to work for Houston tonight. Houston has to bring their A game or they're going to go home in 5.
Curry's back. He missed 17 of his first 23-point attempts in the first 10 quarters. And then in the third quarter, he went 4 of 5 and also was on fire, scoring 35 points in game 3. You don't stand a chance again. This might be the best team in NBA history with the talent they have. And if Curry and Durant get it going, no one has an answer. With the Rockets, couple things. Maybe they already think they had a successful season with 65 wins and the 1 seed, and Paul finally gets to the conference finals. He appears to be nicked up as well the last few games. Also, let's see what happens with the loss of Iguodala. But Steve Kerr said this, and he's right. Another reason to like the Rockets. Remember, the Warriors have to win the game. That's their goal. We're getting 8.5. They got to win by 9. And it seems every time they play a good game in the playoffs, it's sloppy city, turnover city. And that happened after the game 1 win when they were horrendous and careless with the ball in game 2. Kerr said that to the reporter. Myers, the GM, also said that about for whatever reason, after we have a good game, we play like garbage.
Sure. I mean, Mike D'Antoni said all the pressure here is on Golden State, which I thought was smart. Because, of course, if the Rockets win, the home court advantage goes right back to Houston because its series is tied as 2-2, and the Rockets will have 2 of the last 3 at home. Steve Kerr's reaction to that was great, saying there's pressure on the Warriors. I hope so. We're much better when the pressure's on. He's right. We're at home, so if they win, they have home court advantage. So, yeah, pressure's on us. It's kind of on them, too. Kerr taking it down a notch. But when you talk about what happened in game 2 versus game 3, I mean, there's 3 guys, for Houston who went nuts. Gordon, Tucker, and Ariza, 23 of 33 in game 2, 68 points. More than half the team's points. And then in game 3, they combined 8 of 24 shooting and 23 points. That's a 45-point difference in a 41-point loss. Gordon, Tucker, and Ariza, Houston's role players, they too, in my mind, absolutely key for tonight. That trio has to play much, much better if the Rockets are going to compete.
Whole key to the series. We said it before it started. The whole key is the supporting cast and those 3 guys as well. They were great in game 2 and they got the win. Also, you're playing the Warriors, so it's a different ball game. Houston has been awesome off a loss in the playoffs. Got beat game 3 at Minnesota, came out awesome in game 4, had the 50-point third quarter, lost game 2 at home to the Jazz, came out, we're up 40 on the road in game 3 at Utah, and then they lost game 1 and they were up 30 against the Warriors in game 2. So we'll see how they respond tonight, game 4, and you can probably know what we're going to do with the play of the day coming up.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please Make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.